This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Good morning, Nick Soletti here on a Thursday with your top stories. The Arizona Department of Health Services reporting more than 2,300 new COVID cases this week. The weekly data updated Wednesday showing more people died, pushing our death toll closer to 30,000. As for the federal mask mandate, that fight just getting started. The Biden administration appealing a judge's decision to strike down the mandate on public transportation. The CDC saying mask requirements remain necessary for indoor transportation. It's not known if the Biden administration will ask an appeals court for a stay of the earlier ruling, which could immediately reimpose that mask mandate. Rachel Mitchell ready to get to work as interim county attorney in Maricopa County after being appointed unanimously. This is by the Board of Supervisors. Mitchell replacing Alistair Adele, who resigned last month. The agency currently dealing with a big backlog of cases and staffing shortages.
I want to make sure that they understand that their cases are going to be handled competently, compassionately. But I also want people to understand that I recognize that not all people should be painted with a broad brush and that people's rights need to be protected.
State law requires the Board of Supervisors to choose a Republican to replace Adele. Then in August, it's the Republican primary for county attorney. Mitchell's going to face off against Gina Godby here and Annie Foster. The winner will square off against Democrat Julie Gunnigal in November. Now to a new health care issue plaguing veterans. Millions may have been exposed to toxins while serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, but Congress hasn't made much progress to help them. Joe St. George goes in depth.
From Veronica Landry,
a lot of people look at me and they're like, why at your age do you have to have oxygen?
To Leroy Torres.
I was living by the infamous burn pits.
We have shared with you plenty of stories about veterans and burn pits over the years. To refresh your memory, a burn pit was often used in Iraq and Afghanistan by the military to get rid of waste. Jet fuel was used to keep the fires going. Typically, they looked like this. The problem, all that burning created toxins that many service members and contractors believe made them sick. Torres, who lives in Texas, told us recently he should never have been that close, and his lungs have never been the same.
The stench was horrific. It smelled like burning rubber. It burned 24/7.
The issue is that the VA system doesn't recognize burn pit exposure the same way it does, let's say, being involved in a bombing. It's estimated over 3 million vets were exposed over the years, though coverage and benefits by the VA are often denied. For years, celebrities like Jon Stewart have pressured Congress to act, but so far it hasn't worked.
Let's dig a giant pit, 10 acres long, and burn everything in Washington with jet fuel. And then let me know how long they want to wait before they think it's going to cause some health problems.
You're probably asking yourself the same question that I asked myself. Why are lawmakers not providing these benefits already? And like many things in politics, it's because the issue's complicated.
This will lead to longer wait times for veterans. It'll put a strain on the VA resources.
One reason it hasn't passed yet is because there are concerns from conservative congressmen like Mike Bost of Illinois. He fears the VA may not be able to handle the influx of new patients and is also worried about cost. One proposal, known as the PACT Act, has already passed the House with a total price tag of $300 billion over 10 years. Whether Congress actually changes laws before the election is unclear, but Torres and others do feel their moment for change is now. President Biden made the issue a priority in his State of the Union address.
Finally, it's picked up traction after the 12 years.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Check this out. The Paradise Valley Mansion nestled into Camelback just sold for a record $21 million. It's the most ever for a home in PV. The home features 7 bedrooms and 14 bathrooms. The NFL Draft is just a week away. It's expected to be a big night for the Cardinals, and you can watch it all right here on ABC15 Arizona next Thursday. Coverage begins at 5 p.m.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Warmer today, but also getting windy, especially in northern Arizona. Highs reach the mid-60s in Flagstaff, 70s in Payson, 94 today in Phoenix. Breezy this afternoon in the valley again. Our gusts, though, peaking near 20 to 25 miles an hour. But in northern Arizona, much stronger winds with gusts as high as 40 miles an hour. We have red flag warnings or fire weather warnings indicating an elevated risk of wildfires again in northern and in southeast Arizona. That's for today and tomorrow. We also have wind advisories now issued for tomorrow, as tomorrow will be a windy day, breezy to windy today, but then tomorrow the winds get much stronger. 94 for a high today, but a storm system will bring those stronger winds tomorrow, and it's going to drop temperatures into the 70s for Friday. Not the most enjoyable day with the winds though, but temperatures will then start to warm back up. A nice weekend before we end up near 100 next week.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, go to ABC15.com. Just download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.